What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Omar. You see, I'm here with the 407 podcast again. What's up, guys?
What's up?
Hey, how's it going?
So with the Magic season, I decided to do a weekly Magic preview and review of each week, and with no one caring in the actual way that Orlando's going 3-0, and they still want to talk about the 1 and 2 teams, why not take care of the Magic here? So what did you guys expect us to start 3-0 this season when you first saw the schedule?
I did not. They typically start out pretty not great. I know we've gone like 1-0 the last couple of years, but typically go off to a slow start. So it's very nice to see them kind of hit the ground running and especially take care of some of these divisional and Eastern Conference games right out the gate.
I think it's huge to start 3-0. I thought we would beat Washington both games. However, if Westbrook were to play both of them, they might have taken one of those. But I for sure thought Miami was going to come out really good after their NBA Finals run. So that was an awesome time seeing the Orlando Magic upset the Miami Heat. We've won by 6, 10, and 7 so far. All 3 games, we've had massive fourth quarter plays. We had a 17-point comeback. We've outscored every team in the fourth quarter by more than 11 points. So Fournier, Ross, Fultz, Vooch, tons of huge names, tons of huge performances so far. So great time to be a Magic fan.
Yeah, I really didn't think this team was going to start 3-0. I thought Miami would. I think this would have been the year that Miami ended up knocking us off on opening night. And I really saw a split with Washington. Like I expected the starters to come out exactly how they came on in the second one. I don't know how you don't. I don't understand why Raul Neto got whatever he wanted, but a win's a win. I think these 3 games showed there's a lot of games where the Magic won in spite of their bench, but now they won that game because of their bench, which is huge.
Yeah, that's something that we talked about a lot. You expect your bench to kind of hold their own and just survive until your starters can get back in. But the Magic bench is really thriving, being led by Terrance Ross. So it's been very cool to see. And something that you were talking about, thinking that they were going to split, I thought they were going to split too. I think it's hard to win like back-to-back games, back-to-back nights away in the same stadium. You'd think the Wizards would, look at tape and come out and play a little different and kind of take one away from us. And they almost did, but we were able to come back in a monster fourth quarter like the other 2 games. So definitely something really cool to see.
While Nikola Vucevic has been absolutely insane, averaging a double-double so far this year, he had a 22-17 game in the first one against the Wizards. I think our bench has been absolutely phenomenal. Khem Birch has taken a huge step up as our backup center with Mo Bamba completely missing. Who knows what's going on with him? But Terrance Ross with a 25 and a 26-point game off the bench, shooting over 50% from 3 in both of those. Plus Cole Anthony leading the way against Miami with 7 assists, leading the team. And then off the bench last game 2 nights ago, he was 12, 7, and 3. So that was great to see from Cole Anthony. He definitely could be in the running, at least on the watch list for Rookie of the Year off the bench. So definitely very happy with our bench play so far.
Yeah, exactly. So there was I saw a report on Twitter or on Bleacher Report that was saying that Mo Bamba is he's 100% healthy, but now he's just working with the coaching staff to not just be thrown out there and be completely awful and mess up what the bench is doing. Instead, he's trying to gain a rhythm. But at the same time, with how well Khem Birch is playing, there's no real reason incentive for Coach Clifford to just yank Birch out.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I think it's going to be interesting what they do because this is a really important year for Mo Bamba. We need to get him minutes to see, what his potential is and if he can actually, kind of be that future player for us at the 5. So it's really up to them to see what they can do. But I keep seeing the same thing, that he's not on any injury report, but for whatever reason, he's not getting any minutes. So Khem Birch is playing really well, and I've been really proud of him. So hopefully they can just kind of figure it out. Maybe, barring any injuries or something, that Bamba can come in and not mess up the rotation. So I guess we'll just see what happens.
One thing I do think is huge to talk about so far is the massive step Markelle Fultz has made so far. Markelle Fultz playing the true point guard position, letting Evan Fournier be off on the side, just hitting shots. Markelle Fultz's driving ability, his athleticism on both the glass as well as passing. Markelle Fultz has been absolutely incredible. Most improved player, definitely on the watch list for that. But last game was actually his career high with 26. So Fultz is looking elite. His connection with Vooch is even better than Vooch and Augustine. So it's awesome to see so far.
Yeah, Markelle has been like amazing, averaging over 20 in his first 3 outings. But I really do want to give Evan Fournier credit because how Evan's playing is perfect for Markelle. Markelle has so much room in the paint now. He's just playing amazing. He's taking over games, whether it be scoring or finding open people.
Yeah, I think that's what Justin's saying. I mean, it's awesome to see because when Evan struggles, it's when he's trying to run the entire offense himself and, dribble around and try to make plays when plays aren't there. So having him kind of more as like kind of a baby Terrance Ross in the starting lineup, just getting the ball, popping up for threes, and then kind of feeding a little bit when he's not open. It's definitely helped Markelle and it's helped Evan, I think.
A lot of Magic Twitter is anti-Evan Fournier. A lot of people are for good reason as well. But I don't think anybody's hating on what Evan Fournier is bringing to the table right now. I think he's fitting his role. He's scoring. He's passing. He's letting Markelle grow and become the point guard that he's capable of being. So I'm very happy with literally everybody on this team. Dwayne Bacon, his spot is up in the air. We'll see what happens when James Ennis III takes over in that 3 spot, holding it over for Jonathan Isaac next year. But very happy with this bench as well as the starters. I think Vooch, Fournier, as well as Markelle Fultz have been 3 of the best players in the East so far.
Yeah. Speaking of Ennis, let's say, because I don't know where Minu is in his rehab. So let's say we get Ennis and Mo back relatively soon. Would you pull Bacon and Birch out and just insert them automatically, or are you gonna wait for Bacon to have that stretch where he can't make a shot and he's just hurting the starting unit more than he's actually helping it?
I think it should be in between. It shouldn't be, yank them out, and it shouldn't be wait for the wheels to fall off and then lose all that production. I think it should be kind of gradual. Maybe move to like 10, 11 man rotation, and then maybe even 12-man rotation and just give them a few minutes and kind of ease them in, or, garbage time, let them play a little bit. So kind of ease them in and then kind of dictate from there. But Mo Bamba, we really need to see minutes from. So we already know where Kim Birch is. We know his ceiling. We kind of know Dwayne Bacon's ceiling. He's a little younger, but we kind of need to see Mo Bamba play.
I think as soon as Ennis is healthy, he's probably going to go in probably to the 3 spot. I think Chuma Okeke is probably one of the more people struggling on the team, but I'm still happy with his production, how he's looking after not playing for 2 years. So I do see Ennis starting. I love Mills' idea for an 11 or 12 man to get Mo Bamba a couple of minutes. But yeah, Dwayne Bacon, I think his role completely falls off. He's not in that preseason form we saw him have against the Hornets. And he's really the only weak link on offense. The only gap in this entire Magic team, in my opinion, is the 3-4 position. So we're going to have help with that with Isaac coming back next year. Aaron Gordon's showing a ton of energy. I'd love to see him stick around after his contract is done. So I do think that Ennis will provide a better defender, better 3-point shooting, and just vibes fits better than Dwayne Bacon in that 3 starting spot.
I think that I don't think Cliff would ever do anything more than 10-man rotation. That's just him. But I think the starting unit is really missing like that dog that Ennis provides, like that energy of like fight. I think that's what Ennis really brought to the starting line, which I really want to see come back to. Bamba, I just really think it's gonna take Birch or like either for a blowout to happen and let Mo play, or for Birch to just have like a bad stretch where Coach Cliff just throws him in to see if anything happens. But yeah, and I think for Chuma, I think he's just like playing within himself and he's just not like forcing shots, which is fine. He doesn't want like detriment to the team. So that's cool. Like he's not shooting 0 for 6 instead of like an 0 for 0, doesn't take a shot. But he's making a lot of the right plays that are going to show up on the stat sheet. So I think he is like being a positive more than a negative.
I think that's a good point. And you're probably right where Kim Birch, the way he's playing right now, he's been a really big positive for this team. So it'd be hard. It'd be a big ask for Clifford to totally remove him from the lineup and put in Mo Bamba. So I guess we'll kind of just see what happens. But I do think it is more likely, like what Justin said, that James Ennis takes a starting role more quickly just because he was the starter before Bacon and has a little more continuity with the team, having played in the playoffs. So yeah, I guess we'll just see what happens.
I think the Mo Bamba storyline is massive, though, because he is getting to that age, couple years removed from the draft, a bunch of different injuries. We need to see him play. The franchise needs to see him play. His team himself needs to see him play at this NBA level, which he hasn't done consistently. So we don't know how it's going to happen or when it's going to happen, but it has to be soon. We have the extension. However, Mo Bamba, the whole lottery draft pick for the Orlando Magic, was a complete bust if we have no idea what's going on. If it's his health with COVID, if he's hurt, or if he's just not basketball ready mindset health wise. Absolutely no clue, but we need to start getting answers soon, in my opinion.
So to what extent are we willing just to throw Mo in? Let's say Orlando goes 2-1 in the next week and they're 5-1 and they're playing very well. And do you still throw in Mo, or do you wait for like a losing skid? Are you actually willing to like throw Orlando based, just like take a risk and poke at something that's going very well?
I think Clifford is a really good, smart coach. I think he knows what he's doing with player development, and the team officials and health professionals will all guide Mo Bamba. But I'm a big Celtics fan. I listen to a lot of Brad Stevens, and he was talking about how he's trying to fit in some of his younger players like Peyton Pritchard, Tremont Waters, Romeo Langford, in with having these great, huge competition teams like the Bucks, the Pacers to start out the season. So I don't know if it's going to be a losing stretch. I think it might be we see Mo Bamba play against, who knows, maybe the next time, maybe game 2 against Oklahoma City. I don't think he plays tomorrow night. But when we play a really weak team, maybe somebody like the Knicks, a home game where Mo Bamba's not traveling. I have no idea if he's been traveling with a team. But I do think he gets thrown out there. He has provided and shown that he can play. He did start a couple Magic games last year and looked really good at times. So I don't think he's a lost cause, and I think we'll see him out there sooner than later, honestly. What about you, Mo?
Quick to know that Mo is with the team, and he's actually been dressed in uniform with the Magic. So if Birch had gotten hurt at any point, he would have slipped in just into the backup role.
What do you think?
So going kind of off what you said, Justin, I think that's a good point. Some of the weaker teams, or maybe in garbage time, that'll be kind of where he fits in first, and then kind of transition him. I mean, if he plays well and he can get that that confidence going, then maybe they do phase out Ken Birch just to see what they have in Mo Bamba, because they really need to do that. But we saw last year when Mo Bamba first came in, he did not look good. He needed a couple games, and he needed those minutes in order to kind of get comfortable. He looked really nervous and had some just strange turnovers. So hopefully, if he is able to get in, he gets kind of consistent minutes and has a consistent performance down the stretch.
All right, so before we do the final thing, what are a couple of questions you want to see answered in the next 3 games?
I have one funny one that I want to see answered, and then one legitimate one. When is Aaron Gordon gonna get his haircut? I know me and Mills don't like the Bob Ross afro look. I'm hoping that the as Mills called it, the light skinned Kawhi with the dreads, Aaron Gordon, comes back. He looks raw. He looks filthy, especially if he's going to be rocking the AG1 soon. So definitely want to see that. And another thing in the next couple games, I want to see. We'll go with Cole Anthony. I want to see more Cole Anthony playing with Markelle Fultz. Evan Fournier has been awesome. I'd like to see the rotation move a little bit, whether it's off-center a little bit, to see them play together a little bit more, as that is our future at the 1 and 2, my hope. So I'd like to see more Cole Anthony. He led the team in assists opening night. He had a sneaky 12, 7, and 3 last game. So I really think Cole Anthony is looking really good for Rookie of the Year. Very, very sleeper.
Yeah, so those are 2 very good points. I'd say number 1 for me would be seeing if we can continue this streak of winning. If they win one more and they win 4 straight, to open the season. That would be a record for the Magic. So that'd be really cool to see. And then just kind of see if they're legit, like, is this just like a spurt, or are they, going to have a nice winning season and have obviously more wins and losses come the end of the year, and see if they can advance to a higher playoff seed. So I want to see if they're legit. And then another one would be kind of seeing the development of the rookies. Anthony's certainly playing well. Okiki has done some good things, but certainly looks like he needs to get a little more comfortable and have a little more growth. So to see those rookies grow and see this team, continue on with their potential, be really cool.
For me, so to just make a quick note that I can't get too hard, because I remember that this team, forget what year, but they started 6-2, and they ended up playing Chicago, and Chicago blew them off the floor, and that turned into like an 8-game losing streak. But it's also in the second game against Washington, it was made perfect. It was clear that Gordon isn't 100% healthy yet. So I want to see how he plays tomorrow, how fresh he looks, because he did only play 20 minutes and didn't play in the fourth quarter. So I want to see how he looks out there. And it's tough to ask Cole Anthony to do more, because Terrance Ross is on like in a complete hot torch run where he just can't miss. So it when you're playing with Ross, you're not going to get many shots. Maybe take out MCW a little bit earlier before you take out Cole, so you can have Markelle Cole line up. So that would be fun to see. But I think my main question answer is see how healthy is actually Gordon is. And now to wrap this up, 3 games. What record do you realistically see Orlando going the next week?
This is something that we wrapped it up with our podcast, the 407 podcast. We just recorded our next 5th episode tonight. I see the Orlando Magic being 7-1 going into the Houston game in Orlando on January 8th. I think we dropped the game against the 76ers. We always play them competitively, but I just don't think that we can stop whoever it's going to be, whether it's going to be Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid. I think one of the two of them, we struggled with Bradley Beal, Russell Westbrook. We had problems containing them. However, we did contain Jimmy Butler very well. But I see us dropping that one game. On paper, we just line up too good against Cleveland, and we have OKC tomorrow night. So I think we line up very well. We're going to have to try to find a way to limit Darius Garland, as well as Colin Sexton, who looks awesome for Cleveland. And Shai Gilgeous is fantastic. So as long as we can shut him down, I see us going 7-1.
Yeah, so next 3 games are OKC, Philadelphia, and OKC again, right?
Yeah.
So, I would actually say I think we beat Philadelphia. We do match up with them pretty well and play them hard every time. But I think we split with OKC. They're not that great. They just got a dub the other day, and Shai Gil just played well. But I think we kind of got almost lucky. I mean, we shot really well and played really well and had a great fourth quarter against Washington, but it's hard to beat, games or beat teams that close, together. So, I think we'd split with them and then win Philadelphia.
So Philly, I don't know if Joel Embiid's going to be out there. If he is, for some reason, Joel Embiid's a great defender, but whatever it is about Vucevic, he always has a good night against Philadelphia. Ben Simmons, to start off the year, he's averaging like 8 shots a game. I'm not worried about Philly. It's okay. OKC doesn't look as bad as I thought they were going to look. They just took Utah to the wire. And Orlando just showed that they're going to, once again, play down to their competition, especially the starting unit. And if they do knock off OKC tomorrow, it's that second matchup to see how the starters come out, whether they show up strong or they're going to let Shai Gilgeous-Alexander have a career night. So I really hope they go 6-0, but I can actually see them split against OKC. So I say they're either going to split OKC or they're going to drop it to Philadelphia. So I think they go 2-1, end up starting the year 5-1. And probably go knock off Cleveland because Cleveland is banged up. For the great start they're having, Okoro went out. I think Kevin Love's out too because he only played 9 minutes in his last game. So Cleveland is banged up right now.
And they're still 3-0. They're playing pretty well.
Sexton and Garland look like a very good backcourt.
Yeah.
It's looking like I think what Garland and Sexton look like right now is it's a good representation of what Cole and Markelle might look like in the future.
Fantastic point. I'd see that 100%. They're exact models. I think Cole Anthony matches up really well with Garland, and Sexton is along the same lines as Markelle Fultz. So if that's what they're doing now, and they've had 3 years in the league for Sexton, 2 for Garland, I think that Markelle Fultz and Cole Anthony, the future of the 1 and 2, is super bright with Jonathan Isaac at the 3, Mo Bamba, Aaron Gordon, hopefully at the 4 and 5.
Yeah, that's what I see, especially with Sexton being the scorer and Garland being the initiator. But that's going to wrap it up. Thank you guys for coming on. The 407 podcast link will be in the description. Make sure to go subscribe to them. See you guys next time. Peace.
Thank you so much, Omar.